Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Beane here. This is Exclusively Van Halen, the Van Halen Show on YouTube. This is also a podcast on Spotify. Special episode today, part 2 with Robert and Myko. So let's do a show, and don't forget, smash that thumbs up, drop your comments down below, and let's talk some Van Halen. Very special Van Halen guitar as well. All right, here we go.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching Exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Beane here. This is Exclusively Van Halen, the Van Halen Show on YouTube. This is part 2. Very special guests here today, Myko and Robert. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
How's it going, Johnny?
Hello. What's happening?
I'm good. I'm
Long time
good.
no see.
Yeah, I know, huh? Seems like it was like 20 minutes ago. But hey, let's make this a real show, you guys. Let's start off. Let's say hello to the top tier of channel members here on the John Beane YouTube channel. Channel memberships a great way you can help support the channel and support these shows. And the top tier are the executive producers. They are currently Music Therapy Laz, Majestic PB and J Cat, Woody Be Real, Flipper Carlin, CC, Bay Area Rich, Sherman Callahan, Nova 9, Warlag, Art Habs, and Janice. Lala, thank you guys for being top tier channel members here on the Johnny Beane YouTube channel. So, this is part 2. In part 1, we met Robert and Myko, and we talked about how you guys, I guess, got into Van Halen, some of the things that you guys have done, how you guys met. And we can kind of recap a little bit of that. Robert, how did you meet Myko, first of all?
Well, it's working on the Inside magazine, and I had some backstage passes to go back and interview the band when they were here in town in Sacramento. And out front was this guy wandering around with a guitar case, and we got to talking, and inside the case was this. The guitar he won from, what was the magazine?
Guitar magazine for the practicing musician.
Yeah, he won that back in the mid-'80s, and then, so this was in late 90s. And so that's how we met, and we've been friends.
God.
Friends? Yeah, we've been friends since.
Something like that.
Michael actually lives right up the road from me, about 10 miles, so I tried to win this guitar in the mid-'80s, and I was always curious who won it.
There you go.
And then when you had the guitar, I was like, wow, it was so close. It was so close.
So out of the 80,000 plus.
How many times did you enter?
Just once. But I had a stack of cards. The crazy thing is I had a stack of postcards, and I lost them. Mm-hmm. All I had was one left, and it was the Women and Children First, I think. Yeah, that's the cover that was on the postcard, and I just sent that one in. So there's where it went, over 80,000.
I entered 25 times.
There you go. Some guy entered 500. He sent 500 postcards.
He's a real sucker.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah.
That's crazy. So Myko, so you win a guitarist for the practicing musician?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Magazine had a contest. This was NAMM show.
Right.
85?
85, February
right?
85, around there.
And so you get a call saying, "Hey, you're the winner."
Yeah. The story behind that is I used to get a lot of crank calls from my cousin. You know, he'd call me up, "Hey, are you the guy who entered the guitar contest, man?" And he'd sound good, right? I'm like, "Yeah." And then he'd be like, "It's your cousin, fool." I'm like, what a punk. He did that a few times until the real one came. It was like at 6 a.m. It was on a Saturday. I was about to. Some lady, and I'm like, oh my God, he stooped this low. Right? So this lady, so I'm playing along. I'm like, yeah, George, whatever. Yeah, who'd you get? Who is this? And she started laughing. No, this is Karen Mello. I'm from Kramer Guitars. And this is Myko. I said, yeah, quit joking around. And then she goes, no, this is really Kramer Guitars. You entered the guitar contest. And I'm like, and then I heard people in the background. There was a lot of people in the back. She had me on like a speakerphone, and they were laughing because I was giving her, hell for this. And yeah, finally, I just deer in headlights. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it hit you.
Oh, it hit. It was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. Even my parents, they're in bed. And and I told them after that, I was like, yeah, whatever, right? They didn't believe me as well. But yeah, Karen Amella called me, and Dennis Baretta had jumped in a box of postcards. Literally, he jumped in the box, and he reached.
And how many? 150,000, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, 150,000 plus, and it was just crazy.
So he jumps in.
Well, he grabbed one, and I guess it was too close. They wanted somebody from West Coast. So it's like they threw that back in. They grabbed mine and said, "Cool, we got somebody from the West Coast."
Wow,
isn't that crazy? And yeah, so he said, everybody's congratulating. Dennis Baretta was there. Tony.
And he's the president of Kramer.
Yeah. And all these guys were all there, and. Next thing you know, they're flying me to LA, and actually the crazy thing is I found out later that limo that was used in one of the videos, I don't know if it was Panama or the white limo. Mm-hmm. That's the one that took me to the airport.
Oh, really?
It was actually the Van Halen. Yeah, the one. I was like, it was a real limo. Eddie's real limo. I didn't know that till later. Like, no freaking way. But,
cool.
Yeah, I found out a lot of stuff after. It's crazy, but. Yeah, rest is history. Got the guitar, and
wow,
here it is.
So you win this guitar, and there is a video. There is a video, and we'll give you guys a link to that. There's a video of Edward giving you the guitar,
right,
and everything. So, I mean, I know the insanity that must have been, but once you got the guitar, I mean, what did you already have a guitar at home? I mean, was it your first guitar, or?
Well, I had a guitar, but I had to sell it to buy some books for college, man. So I had a guitar I got rid of, but and actually an amp too. I had to sell that stuff to get some books, but and then this popped up. It was crazy. My replacement. Thankfully, it was nuts. But yeah, it was just a shock and awe type of thing, getting in, just tripping out. Even on the video, you can see me looking at the guitar like, wow,
Yeah,
it was
real.
It's real, and it was thrashed, and it was, I don't know if I'd mentioned the other one, I can't remember, but Eddie was late to the show, and he had to run back into the studio and grab the guitar. So it was one of the guitars in the studio.
And it's the one he played a lot.
Yeah, he played a lot. And, Rudy Leiren, the guitar tech, had talking to him about that, and he said he played that guitar a lot, as well as Gary Kramer, talking to him about it, says they didn't know which one he was going to bring, but apparently one that was pretty thrashed, used and abused, which we can show you in a little bit. But as a matter of fact, there's pictures I sent you, Johnny, of Eddie in the studio with them. Not only those, but he was in some magazine. A couple of different magazine and a book recently. There's the one, there's
like
the
that
article, and then what's the book from Van Halen Rising? Is that what it is? Is that the one where it's in? I think Johnny.
Tone Chaser.
Oh, Tone Chaser.
Yeah, there's a picture.
Tone Chaser. There's photos.
There's a picture in there with it. So yeah, that's pretty wild that he's.
Yeah, basically, I think it was probably his go-to guitar in the studio, because you can tell it's been played a lot.
It's used and abused
by Ed.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see like where they drilled in a couple holes for the string guide, wrong place. So, and then I actually had Gary Kramer sign it too. because I couldn't get Eddie to sign it all these years because of the different endorsements. He wasn't allowed to sign anything. Yeah, there you go. Gary's signing it there. And we actually Gary Kramer invited Eddie to sign the guitar. But he was, at that time, it was PV. No, Ernie Ball. Was Ernie Ball the last one, or was it PV? It was PV, Ernie Ball, and then Fender?
Yeah, I
One
think
of those.
so.
Ernie Ball, PV, and then Fender.
There you go. So there, right there, that picture, he's literally inviting Eddie to sign the guitar. I don't know how he reached out to him or who he was going to reach out to, but that's what the goal was for the picture.
So close, so many times.
Exactly. Right there. Literally bringing it in front of Eddie at the PV Jam, and he wasn't able to sign it. He couldn't touch it. Literally couldn't touch it because he was endorsed by PV. So, a lot of artists out there know the criticality of that and contracts. Yeah. If you touch that, if you have a picture with another guitar company or another manufacturer and you're endorsed by somebody, your contract is null and void.
Yeah, you get in big trouble.
And that's like millions of dollars down the drain, right? So that's why he was never able to sign it. Catch him here and there.
He wanted to.
Oh, he did. He's told me. He told me plenty of times.
In private, get it to me, and when there's not so many people.
As a matter of fact, when you were there, when I ran into you at the concert backstage, he said we'll make it happen, but he couldn't because of that.
Yeah, he couldn't do it right then.
Yeah. So plenty of jam sessions, and nope, unfortunately. But thankfully he used it. You see all the pictures, a lot of history behind it. A lot of people don't know about it. Hence your show, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, nobody knows about this show. Yeah.
Right.
I mean the guitar. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, man. I've known about the guitar for years. I mean, this would have been for me probably 1989. 88, 89. I ordered a back issue of Guitar World, and it was the Steve Rosen Life and Times of Eddie Van Halen issue. And I think you open up that issue and there's a photo of you and Edward right there in like the news section.
Yeah.
Of Edward, and it has you holding the guitar and has Eddie like signing autographs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I heard about you then, and then fast forward, several years, we become friends and we're hanging out at NAMM shows and we've got all kinds of crazy stories too,
Yeah. Pretty wild.
But yeah, so I think the majority of Van Halen fans, like, they've never seen this guitar, they've never heard of it.
Not too many Kramers get out in the wild.
Yeah, right.
Like legitimate Eddie Kramers.
Well, yeah, this is history in a sense, right? Again, there's a lot of stories behind it. I'm sure I wish I would have been able to talk to Eddie more about it. But,
you were able to talk to Rudy. It's Rudy's
Rudy the guitar
initials.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, Rudy and Eddie put this guitar together, according to Rudy. Rudy's initials are on the back. He would always initial the back end under the springs of the tremolo bar. Authenticity, right? Speaking of authenticity, Gary Kramer, signed a certificate of authenticity because of the history behind it and validating that Eddie did in fact use his guitar. And I think you have those pictures too, Johnny. Him signing that, and he has some stories.
Yeah. I mean, I have him signing the guitar, you and him looking over the guitar, and then I'll find the photo.
Yeah, there should be one of him literally signing the one certificate and all that stuff.
Cool. I'll find it, and we can show it. So what do we want? You want to see the guitar? I mean, you've seen it. I mean, can we see it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Did you know there's a Kramer guitar sitting behind you?
Exactly right. I don't know how clear you can see this, and then we have to wear our little white gloves to make sure, keep. How good can you see that, Johnny? I don't know if you.
We can see it. You can hold it a little closer.
Yeah, it's,
there you go. There's Gary Kramer's signature right there.
Cool.
Little thrashed.
you can see on the back of the guitar, Johnny. You can see how like it's worn because it's
And that's six bolt.
6-bolt neck plate, which is what Ed did on all of his personal guitars. A lot of the Kramer giveaways just have the 4-bolt.
Yeah.
Cool guitar. I wish I had it.
And then the other thing is, I was asked, I think, Johnny, we were talking about somebody, I don't know what guitar person, tech, historian, whatever, told me that there's something in regards to Eddie's volume pods or initials or something. I've never opened this. So I don't know what's under there, if there's other initials or what, but
Oh my gosh.
Now, did the store-bought Kramers have they probably had a cover
they have
here.
a plate.
And this one doesn't even have the holes for the plate.
Yeah.
So
you always left it open.
This wasn't something that they grabbed off the shelf and gave to him. I think they gave him the body and he took it from there.
Yeah, and Rudy Leiren would always initial the back. And I don't think you can even see under the springs. His initials are under there, RL, and he validated that too when I talked to him. So he's like, yeah, that's it. He recognized the guitar and everything. So there it is,
in all its glory.
Yeah, neck and all. See that?
That's so cool. Oh yeah, there's the extra holes for the
little cigarette burn there.
For the bar.
Yeah, the holes for the bar there are a little bit off.
Right. See the back of that.
And it's worn here.
Right. Worn on the fretboard. And what are the tuning pegs? Yeah, I never
noticed. I don't know. It's got nice.
Yeah, that's shallow. Those are nice tuning pegs.
That's it.
Wow.
Cool.
Oh, and it has a star.
Oh yeah,
the star right there.
You'll see that in the magazine, the star, right? Can you see as I hit the neck?
It's a now are the ones on his other Kramers, are they like rainbow tape or something? These are just like little black stars. There's one there, and then
it looks like electrical tape almost.
Yeah, and then one on the
neck,
the headstock.
That one right there.
Yeah, those are definitely custom. They're definitely custom, like to that particular guitar.
Yeah, they're cut. You can tell. Definitely cut.
Do you know anything about the serial number on the back?
Just that it was built in '84. And that's what they stamped it for.
D 1984.
Can you see that, Johnny?
Wow.
As I fall.
If you hold it a little closer, Kramer.
You got that?
D. There it is, right there. D1984. Oh, that's so cool.
And here it says "Made in China." Okay. made in the USA.
There you go. Cool. Good shot.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool, man.
Crazy, man.
That's rare.
Amazing.
I drop it.
Oh yeah, don't drop it. That's extremely rare, man. I mean,
that's like Lincoln's top hat or something. How often do you get
Lincoln's top hat? There's history.
Dude, so amazing. Wow.
Yeah, and this is like I think we talked about in the last show. Some guy offered me the 4x4 for it. And then every year checks so far. It's just nuts.
Yeah, and wasn't there a collector in Japan or somewhere?
Japan or China. I can't remember where. Same thing. Yeah, offered some serious cash for it. And then other manufacturers trying to duplicate it.
Yeah.
So it's just been nuts. And I went back to Kramer I forgot to tell you guys that too. I went back to Kramer about that, and they're like, we respect whatever you want to do, but please don't do that.
Yeah.
Because, Eddie would obviously out of respect to Eddie and them, because they really took care of me in a sense, gave me the open access to everything, and it was kind of messed up in a sense, you know. I
Yeah,
let it go. I traded in for them to duplicate it.
Yeah, make some
Yeah,
cheap copies.
exactly. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of messed up because they literally wanted to take pictures and, you know, get the specs and details because they were going to duplicate it to the T. And then I forgot this one guy, and Davis, as a matter of fact, he put together a book which I'd
Hey, did he want you to loan?
Yeah, he wanted me to loan. Yeah,
Some stranger guy.
Yeah, he said loan, but he ended up legit. He came out with a book with all kinds of custom guitars, but
not yours.
Yeah, right. Not mine. But he called. I don't know how he got my number, but then again, you get a lot of people that find you somehow, right?
It's probably your cousin.
There you go. Exactly. Right. But he called and he said, "Hey, would you mind if I borrow the guitar?" And I'm like, "You want me to just leave it with you?" He says, "Yeah, because I'm a photographer or editor of a magazine, but whatever. I don't know what it was." But he's putting together a book with all kinds of celebrity guitars. I'm like, I'll go there, you know, I'll sit with you, but I'm not going to leave it there.
Right.
You know, and then never heard back from him. But then, I don't know, a couple of years later, the book actually came out with different celebrity guitars. So I'm like, oh, interesting. He was legit. But just to call and say, hey, can you leave me the guitar?
Yeah, that's nuts.
I know, man. No, it's like leaving
Because I tried that, and you wouldn't.
Exactly.
We've known each other
Exactly.
a long time.
Well, that's like leaving the Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know, no way. That's just, no, it's just a rarity, like you said.
Yeah. Because if
Man.
that's gone, you're not going to replace it.
No. There's no.
There's just no way. It's too. You just don't loan stuff out like that.
Well, that's the other thing. So, one of the last guitar techs that Eddie had, I talked to him on the phone, and because Janie, his wife, was trying to get it signed too. I mean, they were actually trying to help. And he said, "Why don't you just mail it? You know, I'll give you FedEx number. Yeah, FedEx it and do it that way." I'm like, dude, I'm not letting this out of my hands, out of my sight. You know, Eddie's got plenty, but I have this one he gave me, and who knows how much they thrash the stuff in the mail, right? Broken neck or whatever, because you see those horror stories right on tour. Right. No, so I try to get there and go to the 5150 studio, but Eddie was on tour doing something. His schedule was pretty backed up.
He was always busy.
He was gone.
When he wasn't touring.
But at least they brought it up. They said, well, he's not here. You know, he's not going to be here for a while, and you can come to the studio, but he's not going to be here for a while. It'd be easier, quicker for you to get it this way. I'm like, no. Yeah. And then I never heard back. It's like, nope. So tried that too, but didn't happen. So Gary signed it too. Yeah, so at least I got the Gary Kramer. So I don't know if anybody knows, but Gary Kramer actually loaned his name to the guitar company.
Yeah.
And
he was a partner for a while.
Yeah, definitely. And that's him right there. The Gary Kramer. He ended up starting his own guitar company after it went belly up. Good, great guitars too. Same thing. Luthier, Leo Scala. Ended up building a lot of these guitars.
And you got one of his guitars.
I've got one of them. Helped him put some specs together on that, and Gary gave me some of those. Actually, Gary's that was my first endorsement with Kramer Guitars.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, very first endorsement, which is cool. Pretty neat stuff, man.
Yeah, Gary's a good guy.
Yeah, definitely a good guy.
Very cool, man.
Cool.
Very cool. So what are the what's your future plans?
Win $1 million. I don't know. What?
Are you guys going out to dinner tonight?
Yeah.
We're going to take the guitar. I'm going to drive it there.
Exactly. We're waiting for you, Johnny. No future plans. Guitar's here. You know, safe. In a safe spot. And
didn't you build a false wall in one of your houses?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I protected this. I mean, from day one, I was paranoid.
Sure.
I literally had a wall when I built the wall at one of my homes, and I hid it behind the wall for years. For years. Every house I've been in and I've actually had a hidden spot for it. Because there would be people, you know, hey, where do you live? And I'm like, why do you want to know?
Right.
You know, because some of them knew I had the guitar, so they were trying to get at it, rip the thing off. And
not me.
Yeah, not you, never.
No.
But yeah, that's how protective I am of it. You know, you got to just be careful because I don't know. You get a lot of people that again, like I said, they either find my number somehow or email me or whatever. Hey, you want to get rid of the guitar? I'm like, dude, crazy stuff, truck or whatever. No, not too fond of those weird ones.
Yeah.
But never know. We'll see how it goes.
Never know, especially if they're wearing Van Halen 5150 shirts.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Cool. Well, dudes, what do you think? Maybe a part 3 coming up?
Whatever you want. It's here for history, you know what I mean? Maybe want to find out more about it, I guess reach out to you. And you can get a hold of us and we can talk
you know a lot of Kramer aficionados, maybe they can weigh in on it. Maybe they know some history about the Kramer, the Barettas and the Pacers. And you were saying, Johnny, you think this is a Baretta?
I think it's a Baretta that they definitely customized, and that Edward definitely did use. So,
there's a lot of people who I saw a video on Instagram of this guy. He's got a basement in his house. He must have a replica of every Van Halen guitar made. He's got like 25, 30 guitars. So he's got the Hot Teacher one, he's got the 5150, he's got the different variations of Frankie. You never see this one cloned. That's true. One of a kind.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Yeah, it's only in rare magazines. I mean, from the video to the magazines, the articles from after winning the contest. I think it was in like 5 different magazines.
That's like 40 years ago. Almost.
Yeah, MTV did a little blurb, I think, and I think there was a section in Rolling Stone, Musician Magazine. And then after that, it started coming back again, like the magazine you actually found, Johnny, overseas. That's when it sparked. Like, oh my God, there's a picture of it finally. Because I actually got a couple of calls years back from somebody who worked at the studio and said, hey, dude, I got a whole bunch of guitars of Eddie playing this guitar. But he wanted a lot of money from I'm like, really? I said, you can't just send me the guitar. You got me the pictures. But he wanted some serious cash for him. And fortunately, got some other pictures developed based on that article that you found, Johnny. So thankfully to you, we found these,
Johnny Beane comes through again.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It was during that interview and, it's brought out a lot more. So maybe there's some more pictures out there. Who knows? We shall see.
There probably are.
Yeah, if anybody knows.
Definitely, yeah.
Reach out to Johnny.
Yeah. Reach out. There's a phone number right there.
Exactly.
Cool, dudes. So yeah.
Awesome.
So a part 3 coming up. We'll talk more about the guitar, about you guys, and talk more Van Halen.
Cool.
I mean, that's what we do.
All right, Johnny.
Awesome.
So Robert, Michael, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, everybody. Drop a comment down below. And thank you so much to our channel members here on Johnny Beane TV. Thank you for all your support for this channel and these shows. And look for a part 3 coming up. So thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Johnny. See ya.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time on what show is this, Michael?
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching Exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Thank you so much for watching. Click on another video on the screen here. Drop your comments below, and we will see you guys on the next episode right here on Johnny Beane TV.